The finished factory would have a total annual production capacity of about 400,000 vehicles. Lucid Motors proposed an $11.75 billion merger with Churchill Capital Corp IV, ticker CCIV, a publicly traded special purpose acquisition firm in February 2021. Churchill Capital IV NYSE CCIV, a special purpose acquisition firm, had announced a merger with Lucid Capital, a California-based firm, since the beginning of the year when reports of a reverse merger started to circulate. Investors have been bullish on CCIV stock. It's important to keep in mind that Lucid Motors is still a startup company. Churchill Capital IV Corp, formerly known as Churchill Capital Corp IV, is a firm that writes blank checks. The company was founded to complete a merger, stock exchange, asset acquisition, stock purchase, or other transaction and reorganization or other forms of corporate combination involving one or more companies. The commercial activities of the company are non-existent, and no revenue has been generated. Okay, this one is popular because it is required for most companies with an online presence. Subscribe to the Stock Monster for more riveting material if you want to stay up to date on the top new inspiration to grow financially. Stay with us with only one click on the bell button. Let's begin with CCIV stock and what you need to know about it. CCIV stock. Michael Klein, the founder of CCIV, has a long history with Lucid Motors, the Saudi public investment fund. Lucid Motors' largest shareholder has worked closely and advised Klein, PIF. Klein also knows Lucid Motor CEO Peter Rawlson, whom he collaborated with on the Dow Chemical DuPont merger. Lucid is an electric vehicle manufacturer headquartered in Newark, California. Lucid is one of the most well-known EV manufacturers that aren't yet publicly traded. Peter Rawlson, a former chief engineer at Tesla, Nasdaq TSLA, founded the company. Furthermore, pre-orders for the first Lucid Air model are already being taken. The company's goal is to encourage people to use sustainable transportation by designing the most enthralling luxury electric vehicles based on the human experience. Lucid Motors is dedicated to providing the fastest charging in the industry. Lucid Air, according to the company, will provide the fastest charging EV in the room. It could charge in as little as 20 minutes for 300 miles, according to the company. When you think about it, that's incredible. EVs take a long time to charge, and the industry has been working hard to reduce this time. This is to expand the appeal of electric vehicle adoption. Lucid is also developing one of the first bi-directional charging stations for home use. Most chargers now only allow electricity to flow from the power grid to the vehicle in one direction. However, electricity will flow in both directions with Lucid's chargers. This means, according to the company, that a Lucid vehicle could be used as a temporary source of energy to power your house, including off-grid applications. The difference between Lucid and other EV stocks. Last year, Nikola and Fisker were among the first few notable companies to go public via the SPAC route. Lucid Motors comes out on top. No one knows how the top EV stocks will do in the stock market this year, given the potential for big rally in 2020. The plunge in CCIV stock. However, people can be fairly certain that the landscape will look very different in a decade with their electric vehicle offerings. Even conventional automakers like General Motors and Ford are marching to space. Investors must be cautious about the value of SPAC, as much as I believe there is more potential for growth in the long run. It currently trades for around $10 per share. Consider CCIV's need for additional funding right now. The reason for the CCIV stock decline could be that some investors are aware that Churchill Capital can only purchase a small stake in Lucid Motors. The fact that Churchill Capital has a large market capitalization isn't helping as much as some believe. Bottom line on CCIV stock. There will almost certainly be a more appealing entry point if you consider CCIV stock as a long-term investment. This could happen between now and the deal's completion. It is unquestionably a top EV stock to keep an eye on in the coming months, but not at the current price. Sure, once the deal is finalized, Churchill Capital IV will move higher. This, however, is not a foregone conclusion. We value your enthusiasm, so don't forget to subscribe to Stock Monster's YouTube channel and ring the bell to be informed of new episodes. And keep watching. Stock market. The stock market is a global financial market that aims to educate, inform, engage, and inspire people to take control of their current and future financial lives, allowing them to benefit from the stock market today. Corporate events, public sector financials, and much more are available to you. CCIV is a heavily shorted stock. The Post echoed previous Wall Street Bet's discussion about David versus Goliath claims, proposing that traders unite to defend CCIV against retail short sellers and bearish option traders. In the report, CCIV was defined as a heavily shorted stock. Lucid Motors forecast. Lucid Motors plans to launch the first model in the United States soon, with European launches scheduled for summer 2021. The first edition would cost $169,000, making it significantly more expensive than Tesla's entry-level model. Shortly, more affordable models will be released to compete directly with Tesla. Lucid outperformed Tesla in multiple tests in terms of range, top speed, and other features. Though Lucid's EVs are undeniably attractive, technical expertise and success should be given with a former Tesla chief engineer as CEO. Initial releases and sales figures and forecasts will provide a constant stream of news across 2021 and can serve as catalysts if they meet or exceed expectations. CCIV stock forecast. There are 200 million shares in instance for CCIV, with the number of shares rising to 300 to 400 million depending on the exact sum raised. Current shareholders will be heavily diluted as a result of this. This assumes that the fundraising is achieved through a standard PIPE transaction. Existing shareholders, including institutional investors, may or may not be given the option to subscribe and maintain their position. This will not be clarified until the merger's deals specific are made public. If projections are believed, holders will turn into Lucid Motors shares, which will then be in direct competition in contrast with Tesla. Electric vehicles are hot right now, and being a Tesla competitor isn't a bad thing, considering Tesla's meteoric rise in the stock price over the last few years. China and existing automakers are growing competition in the EV market. This could mean Lucid Motors' stock output would lag behind Tesla's. Even a success half as good as Tesla's will be enough to reward Lucid shareholders handsomely. Churchill Capital Corp IV. If you're looking for a high-yielding stock, Churchill Capital Corp IV Class A could be a good choice. On March 10, 2021, the Churchill Capital Corp IV Class A quote is $24.46. The CCIV stock price estimate for March 6 of 2026 is $305.304 based on our predictions of a long-term rise. With a 5-year investment, you can get much bang for yourself. The proceeds of the deal, which will also be used to fund the expansion of our manufacturing facility in Arizona, which is the first greenified purpose-built EV manufacturing facility in North America and is already producing Lucid Air prototypes. Historically, every company's stock price will spike when a SPAC deal was announced. That is not the case, however, with CCIV stock. What seemed to be a lucrative payday for investors turns out to be a nightmare. This is particularly true for some investors who purchased in recent trading sessions. It's also possible that the stock has overheated in recent weeks. This occurred as investors continued to drive the stock price higher. As a result, it's understandable that the deal's announcement triggered a sell this story reaction in Monday's after-hours trading. However, before deciding if CCIV stock is a successful investment, keep the following in mind. These were the information on CCIV stock and what you need to know about it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can join the Stock Monster squad and be a part of our channel. Thanks for watching.